Good morning, everyone. Welcome to this video. I'm looking at Bitcoin on the daily time frame using the Coinbase exchange. We are actually off some 2.5% today. We've also got the Ether and Bitcoin pair down some 3.5%. So we're seeing a little bit of red across the board. We have altcoins also suffering as a consequence of that Bitcoin drop. So we're going to basically look at the Bitcoin chart and see if we can ascertain where do we stop. I've already done some predetermined levels just to make the video a little bit quicker and easier. So I'm going to explain what those levels are right now. So first of all, this is, like I say, up on the daily. And you're going to see loads of lines, but they're all going to become very clear to you in just a second. Okay, so I have done a pull from this April low down here up to the all-time high. And then we have the 382 coming at $105,000. I also done a TR pocket pull from the all-time high into this low, and that gave us our TR expansion also into that same area. And then we also have a anchored VWAP from the April low of whatever that was, $74,000. And that's also aligning pretty beautifully, sitting on top of that 382. So we have three confluences there. And in addition to that, we have the fixed range volume profile pull from this low. And we have the value area low of this range coming in also in alignment with those other three confluences. So we have some strong confluences in this area for a bounce. That does also mean that we can expect, potential further downside to continue. So that's another 6 or 7%. Now, in addition to that, we do have here this low, which was done in July. And then we also have this low from the end of August. We have equal lows. Okay, so we have this untapped area here from July, August. So kind of pretty much expecting to take that level out. So that also adds to this idea. Over here, as I'm sure you're familiar with my work, we do have pivots. Now they are a little bit lower. They're down at 100K. So whether, price does eventually kind of gravitate down to this region and we get, kind of like this, where you've had that wick, coming in and then coming back up, it could be something like that. So just bear that into consideration. Now, we do have pivots sitting down below us. Also, if I just remove these things now, and then I'm going to go to another chart just to show something else. Let me just take this away so it's completely clear. We're going to go down to basically the half an hour. We are going to change it to the TPO chart, which is over here. We're going to remove that. Okay, and now we're just going to have a look at, so this is where we are presently, and these are the single prints. So we've had that drop in price pretty quick. And as I've mentioned before in previous videos, this does give us a clue that we have unfinished business or an auction at these levels, which could also support the idea that, you're going to get a lot of people shorting down at these lows, expecting us to basically continue on down. And we all know that, if you start shorting those lows, you're going to get punished. So could we see a short squeeze here and push back up? That's very possible. Fill those single prints before getting that leg down. So that's also something to, take into consideration. But I want to just go back in the chart now. And if we can just go back to around about 104,000 around here, that's 110. Okay, so around about this level here, you can see we have untapped single prints here, 103, 104K. We also have one up here, the 106. So now I'm just going to go all the way back to where we were previously, and I'm changing the chart type, put it back onto the daily. And now you're going to notice that those pink lines where those single prints are now sitting below us down here. So with that said, we are going to turn on the previous analysis we've done at the start of the video, and you will see now how beautifully aligned all that is. So we have all those single prints sitting down basically exactly where those confluences are. So, you know, it's looking like a nice place to take along. If I were to look to short this market, I would definitely wouldn't be shorting blindly from here. I would be waiting for that move back up before I looked for any shorts, preferably as close as I could to this point of control, because you know you've got a really nice invalidation on that high. You know, if that situation presented itself, that would be really nice. But failing that, it's a case of setting an alert, sitting on your hands, and waiting for the price to unfold. You can see here we do have these volume nodes, so we could expect, you know, a little bit, you know, not just to necessarily come down in one straight line. So yeah, we'll have to wait and see how the New York session opens. But that's basically all I've got in this video. So just remember that each time Bitcoin does go down, this does have an adverse effect on alts. They are going to be hit a lot harder. So just bear that into consideration. Don't go jump into the alts just yet. You definitely want to wait. And the one to watch right now is Bitcoin. And once we understand where Bitcoin is going, then we can make that step into looking at the altcoin market. So I'll be doing various videos, probably maybe throughout the day or throughout the rest of the week. So stay tuned. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I appreciate your support. Thanks for your viewing. If you have any questions, please leave them below in the section below the chart. Okay, safe trading. Thank you.